Journey into a land where myths come alive and time stands still. Welcome to Greece, where every corner tells a story thousands of years in the making. This is a realm where ancient temples touch the sky, where crystal waters lap against shores that have witnessed history's greatest moments, and where traditions remain as eternal as the mountains that watch over them. Here, medieval castles stand guard over labyrinthine streets, mysterious caves hide tales of gods and heroes, and islands emerge from azure waters like precious stones scattered by giants. Join us on an unforgettable journey through a country where the past lives in every stone. Before we discuss the best places in Greece, we will discuss some fun and interesting facts about this wonderful country. The longest national anthem in the world belongs to Greece, with 158 verses, though, mercifully, only the first 2 verses are typically performed at ceremonies. Greeks consume more olive oil than any other nation on Earth, averaging 24 litres per person annually, nearly triple that of other Mediterranean countries. While Greece has over 6,000 islands and islets scattered across its seas, only 227 are inhabited, with some having as few as 2 permanent residents. Some olive trees still producing fruit in Greece today are over 3,000 years old, meaning they were already ancient when Plato and Socrates walked beneath them. Despite its relatively small size, Greece has more coastline than India or China. No point in mainland Greece is more than 85 miles from water. The Greek language has enriched English with over 40,000 words, yet Greeks don't call their country Greece, they call it Hellas or Ellada. The evil eye, or Mati, is taken so seriously in Greek culture that the Greek Orthodox Church has an official prayer to ward it off. Our modern word idiot comes from the ancient Greek idiotes, which referred to someone who selfishly refused to participate in public life and democratic processes. Now, the most beautiful places in Greece. Mykonos. Rising from the Aegean's azure waters, Mykonos captivates with its pristine white architecture and legendary charm, where cosmopolitan luxury meets traditional Cycladic beauty. The iconic windmills stand sentinel above Mykonos town, their weathered wood and white frames a reminder of the island's grain milling past, now silhouetted perfectly against magnificent sunsets. Little Venice enchants visitors with its medieval fishing houses hanging precariously over the sea, their colourful balconies, now home to sophisticated bars and restaurants, where waves lap at dinner tables. The maze-like streets of Cora, deliberately designed to confuse pirates, now create a shopping paradise where designer boutiques and local artisans exist side by side in whitewashed alleys. World-famous beaches like Paradise and Super Paradise pulse with energy as celebrity DJs spin at beach clubs where parties continue from sunrise to sunset and beyond. Petros the pelican, the island's mascot, waddles through narrow streets, continuing a tradition that began in the 1950s when a wounded pelican was adopted by local fishermen. The Church of Panagia Paraportiani stands as a masterpiece of Cycladic architecture, its asymmetrical collection of 5 whitewashed churches forming one of the most photographed spots in the Aegean. By night, the waterfront comes alive as restaurants serve fresh seafood under the stars, while international celebrities and travelers alike explore the island's legendary nightlife scene. Hidden coves and secluded beaches offer peaceful alternatives to the party scene, where crystal-clear waters and golden sand provide perfect spots for quiet relaxation. The sunset from Little Venice transforms the western sky into a canvas of orange and pink as waves crash against the medieval houses and visitors gather to applaud nature's daily performance. Milos. Milos emerges from volcanic origins with otherworldly landscapes, where the white volcanic rock of Sarakiniko creates a lunar setting against the deep blue Aegean Sea. Sarakiniko beaches' smooth white formations, carved by wind and waves, create natural pools and bridges where visitors explore what feels like a moonscape on Earth. The ancient catacombs, among the largest outside Rome, tunnel beneath the island's volcanic rock, their early Christian frescoes and burial chambers, telling stories of faith and persecution. Kleftiko's towering white sea cliffs and crystal waters, once a pirate's hideout, now attract boats seeking hidden caves and snorkeling spots in the clearest waters of the Aegean. Colorful fishing villages like Klima feature Somata, traditional boathouses with vibrant doors carved into the rock, their facades reflecting in peaceful morning waters. The ancient theatre overlooks the bay where the Venus de Milo was discovered, its marble tiers still hosting performances under starlit summer skies. Volcanic hot springs emerge at Paleokori Beach, where visitors can dig into sand that cooks their food naturally, while multicolored cliffs create a stunning backdrop. The Mining Museum reveals the island's rich mineral history, from ancient obsidian trade to modern mineral extraction, displaying rare geological formations and mining tools. Plaka, the island's capital, winds up a hillside crowned by a Venetian castle, offering sunset views across the caldera to neighboring islands scattered across the horizon. Hidden beaches accessible only by boat or foot reveal waters in impossible shades of blue, while red, white, and yellow cliffs create natural art galleries along the coastline. Athens. The Acropolis rises majestically above modern Athens, its Parthenon standing as humanity's greatest monument to democracy and classical civilization, visible from every corner of the city. The ancient Agora spreads beneath the Acropolis, its ruins telling stories of Socrates teaching in the shade of the perfectly preserved Temple of Hephaestus, while the reconstructed Stoa of Attalos houses thousands of artifacts. The Acropolis Museum, a masterpiece of contemporary architecture, displays classical sculptures and friezes at eye level, its glass floors revealing ancient Athenian neighborhoods beneath visitors' feet. Plaka's narrow streets wind between neoclassical mansions and Byzantine churches, where tavernas serve traditional mezzadis under grapevines and street musicians play rebetiko music. Monastiraki Square pulses with energy as the ancient meets the modern, its flea market sprawling around the ruins of Hadrian's library, while the Byzantine church of Pantanassa watches over all. The Temple of Olympian Zeus stands as a testament to classical ambition, its massive Corinthian columns reaching skyward, while Hadrian's arch frames the Acropolis in perfect alignment. Syntagma Square showcases modern Greek democracy in action, fronted by the Parliament building, where Evzones perform their ceremonial guard change in traditional costume. Lycabettus Hill offers breathtaking panoramas of the entire city, with the Acropolis below and the Aegean Sea stretching to the horizon, especially magical at sunset. By night, the Acropolis glows golden above the city, while rooftop bars offer sophisticated modern Greek cuisine, with views that connect present-day Athens to its ancient glory. Olympia. Ancient Olympia, the birthplace of the Olympic Games, lies serenely in a valley of wild olive trees, where athletes once competed for glory, and priests tended sacred fires in honor of Zeus. The original Olympic Stadium, a simple earthen track flanked by grassy slopes, still maintains its perfect dimensions, where visitors can race the ancient 192-meter sprint distance. The Temple of Hera, where the modern Olympic flame is still lit using ancient methods and a parabolic mirror, stands as one of the oldest temples in Greece. The Palestra and Gymnasium preserve the training grounds where ancient athletes prepared for competition, their colonnaded courtyards once echoing with the sounds of wrestling and boxing. The workshop of Pheidias, where the great sculptor created the colossal statue of Zeus, contains ancient tools and molds, offering insight into classical artistic techniques. Corfu, town's UNESCO-protected architecture reflects centuries of Venetian, French, and British rule, creating a uniquely elegant atmosphere more reminiscent of Naples than Athens. The Achillean Palace, built for Empress Elizabeth of Austria, combines classical Greek mythology with Habsburg grandeur, its gardens offering spectacular views across the island's cypress-studded landscapes. The Old Fortress, rising dramatically from the sea on a rocky peninsula, houses a Byzantine collection while providing panoramic views of Albania's mountains and the Ionian Sea. Liston's elegant arcaded terrace, modelled after Paris's Rue de Rivoli, provides the perfect spot for coffee and people-watching, while cricket matches still take place on the adjacent Spianada Square. Palio Kastritsa's monastery sits atop a cliff overlooking 6 crystal-clear bays, where emerald waters lap against dramatic rocks and hidden caves invite exploration by boat. The narrow alleyways of Campiello, the old town's Venetian quarter, overflow with flowers cascading from balconies, while strings of drying laundry stretch between pastel-colored houses. Canal d'Amour's unique rock formations create natural swimming pools in turquoise waters, while local legend promises eternal love to couples who swim through its narrow channels. Cassiopei's traditional fishing harbour nestles beneath a Byzantine castle, its tavernas serving fresh seafood while sunset paints the Albanian mountains in shades of purple. Hidden beaches along the west coast offer spectacular sunsets, with golden sand coves like Glyfada and Meteora providing perfect spots for swimming in crystal-clear waters. The island's interior reveals authentic Greek village life among ancient olive groves, where local producers still press olives using traditional methods passed down through generations. Rhodes. Rhodes's medieval old town stands as Europe's largest inhabited medieval city, its massive walls and moat enclosing a perfectly preserved world where knights once walked and history lives in every stone. The Palace of the Grand Masters dominates the Street of Knights, its imposing Gothic architecture housing precious artifacts and mosaic floors from ancient Roman villas. The ancient Acropolis of Lindos rises dramatically above whitewashed village houses, and its Temple of Athena is visible for miles, while donkeys carry visitors up the steep path to its entrance. The Street of Knights, lined with medieval inns representing different nationalities of crusading knights, leads through the heart of the old town, its cobblestones worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. 7 gates pierce the massive defensive walls, each telling its own story of sieges and victories, while the moat, now a peaceful garden, once formed the first line of defense. Hidden squares and quiet courtyards offer peaceful retreats from bustling tourist streets, their stone benches and ancient fountains providing moments of tranquility. Medieval churches stand alongside Ottoman mosques and Byzantine chapels, their architecture telling the story of Rhodes's unique position at the crossroads of cultures and religions. Ancient Camiros, Rhodes' Pompeii, offers glimpses of Hellenistic daily life, its streets and houses preserved by centuries of volcanic ash until their discovery in the 19th century. Crete, Greece's largest island, emerges from Mediterranean myths as the birthplace of Zeus and home to Europe's oldest civilization, where ancient legends still echo through mountain villages and coastal cities. The Palace of Knossos stands as the crown jewel of Minoan civilization, its partially restored frescoes and labyrinthine architecture hinting at the myths of King Minos and the Minotaur. Cimmeria Gorge, Europe's longest canyon, cuts through the White Mountains for 16 kilometers, offering hikers dramatic landscapes, rare wildlife, and ancient cypress forests on their descent to the Libyan Sea. Chania's Venetian harbour curves gracefully around turquoise waters, its lighthouse standing sentinel, while restored Ottoman mansions and Venetian warehouses house waterfront restaurants and boutiques. Pink sand beaches at Elafonisi contrast with crystal waters, creating natural artwork along the shoreline, while hidden coves and sea caves dot the dramatic coastline. The ancient ruins of Phaistos reveal a less visited but equally magnificent Minoan palace, its grand courtyard offering sweeping views across the fertile Massara plain to snow-capped Mount Ida. Mountain villages preserve traditions unchanged for centuries, where black-clad grandmothers make cheese in stone houses, and shepherds still play lyra music passed down through generations. Spinalonga Island tells a more recent history as Europe's last leper colony, its Venetian fortress walls now protecting poignant memories rather than defending against pirates. Ancient olive groves carpet the landscapes, some trees over 3,000 years old, still producing the golden oil that has been the backbone of Cretan cuisine since Minoan times. Hydra, a car-free island where donkeys navigate cobblestone streets and water taxis connect hidden coves, preserves an authentic Greek island atmosphere that has captivated artists and writers for generations. The horseshoe-shaped harbour welcomes visitors with imposing stone mansions rising amphitheatrically from the water, their facades telling tales of 18th century sea captains and maritime wealth. Donkeys and mules remain the only mode of transportation, their bells echoing through narrow alleys as they carry everything from groceries to building materials up the island's steep paths. The island's artistic legacy, shaped by residents like Leonard Cohen and numerous painters, continues in galleries housed in restored captains' mansions and modern art spaces. Crystal-clear waters lap against swimming platforms carved into the rocks, while ambitious hikers follow ancient mule paths to monasteries offering panoramic views of the Saronic Gulf. Sunset at Hydra Bar transforms the harbour into a canvas of orange and purple as visitors gather on the rocks to watch the sun sink into the sea while boats return to port. The Ecclesiastical Museum, housed in the former dormition of the Virgin Mary Monastery, displays precious icons, ecclesiastical garments, and manuscripts preserved through centuries. Hidden beaches are accessible only by boat or foot, rewarding adventurous travelers with pristine waters and solitude, while traditional fishing boats bob in secluded coves. As night falls, tavernas in the harbour light up with lanterns, their tables spilling onto the waterfront, where cats prowl between chairs, hoping for a taste of fresh-caught fish. Nafplio, Greece's first capital after independence, rises elegantly from the Argolic Gulf, its layers of Venetian, Ottoman, and neoclassical architecture, telling stories of conquerors and freedom fighters. The mighty Palamidi fortress dominates the city from its 216-meter perch, reached by climbing 999 steps, rewarding visitors with panoramic views of the old town, sea, and distant mountains. Bortzi Castle seems to float on a tiny islet in the harbour. Its once strategic position protecting the city now serves as a romantic backdrop for photographers and sunset enthusiasts. The old town's narrow streets wind between grand Venetian mansions and neoclassical buildings, their balconies draped with bougainvillea, while marble steps lead to hidden squares and tavernas. Syntagma Square, the city's elegant heart, showcases architecture from every era of Nafplio's history. The romantic promenade along Arvanitia Beach offers stunning views of the fortress above and Bortzi in the bay, making it a favorite evening walk for locals and visitors alike. Nafplio, the oldest castle, its walls incorporating fortifications from classical times through medieval Frankish, Venetian, and Ottoman periods. Delphi, once considered the navel of the ancient world, clings to the slopes of Mount Parnassus, where mythology claims Apollo spoke through his oracle to determine the fate of kings and empires. The Temple of Apollo stands as the sanctuary's centerpiece, its remaining Doric columns testifying to a time when pilgrims traveled from across the ancient world to consult the Pythia, Apollo's high priestess. The sacred way winds upward through the sanctuary, lined with the treasuries of ancient city-states. The ancient theatre, carved into the mountainside, offers spectacular views across the valley of olive groves to the Gulf of Corinth, and once hosted musical and dramatic performances during the Pythian Games. The Tholos of Athena Pronaia, with its distinctive circular design, creates one of the most photographed ancient monuments in Greece, its 3 restored columns standing sentinel below the main sanctuary. Santorini. Rising from the Aegean Sea like a mythical paradise, Santorini's crescent-shaped caldera holds the secrets of a civilization lost to one of history's most powerful volcanic eruptions. The village of Oya cascades down the cliffs in a mesmerizing display of whitewashed, cave-like houses and blue-domed churches, creating perhaps the most photographed location in all of Greece. At sunset, thousands gather along Oya's narrow marble pathways to witness nature's daily masterpiece, as the sun melts into the horizon in a spectacular display of orange, pink, and purple hues. The island's unique black, red, and white volcanic beaches tell the geological story of successive eruptions, their dramatic colors contrasting against the crystalline waters of the Aegean. Clinging to the caldera's edge, infinity pools seem to merge with the sea below, while luxury hotels built into the volcanic cliffs offer cave-like suites with breathtaking views. Ancient Akrotiri, the Pompeii of the Aegean, preserves a snapshot of advanced Bronze Age life, its frescoes and artifacts protected by volcanic ash for over 3,600 years. The island's indigenous Assyrtiko grapevines, grown in unique basket-shaped formations to protect against strong winds, produce world-renowned wines in centuries-old wineries. Fira, the island's bustling capital, comes alive at night as restaurants, bars, and shops illuminate the caldera edge. their lights twinkling like stars against the volcanic backdrop. Traditional blue dome churches, numbering over 250 across the island, stand as iconic symbols of Cycladic architecture, their brilliant colors contrasting against whitewashed walls. Sunset cruises around the caldera reveal the raw power of the volcano, with hot springs, sulfur vents, and the young volcanic islands at the center of the ancient crater. Meteora. Meteora is a place where Earth meets heaven in a landscape that defies imagination, as ancient monasteries float among the clouds atop massive natural stone pillars. Like sentinels frozen in time, 6 active monasteries of the original 24 still cling to these supernatural rock formations, each one a masterpiece of human determination and faith. The Great Meteoron, the largest and oldest monastery, stands proudly at 615 meters above the valley floor, its medieval frescoes and religious artifacts telling stories of Byzantine glory. Monks once reached these lofty sanctuaries by removable ladders and nets, hauled up only when threatened. Today, stone steps carved into the rock guide visitors to these aerial temples. Inside Varlam Monastery, centuries-old manuscripts and icons gleam in the filtered sunlight, while its Catholic church showcases some of the finest post-Byzantine frescoes in Greece. Rock climbers from around the world test their skills on over 700 routes up these sandstone peaks, some reaching heights of 400 meters above the valley floor. At sunset, the entire landscape transforms into a painter's dream, as the dying light bathes the russet-colored cliffs and monasteries in ethereal golden hues. The Rusanu Monastery, seemingly growing out of its rock pillar, offers spectacular views of the entire region. Its small size belies its architectural magnificence. In spring, wildflowers carpet the valleys below, creating a striking contrast with the stark vertical cliffs, while hawks and eagles soar at eye level with monastery windows. The Holy Trinity Monastery, made famous in the James Bond film For Your Eyes Only, requires visitors to climb 140 steps that have been carved into rock to reach its entrance. Ancient caves in the rock still bear witness to the earliest humans who sought spiritual isolation here in the 9th century. Their crude dwellings are visible from hiking trails below. The nearby town of Kalambaka serves as a gateway to this UNESCO World Heritage Site, its traditional tavernas, offering authentic Greek cuisine, with views of the towering rocks above. Inside St. Stephen's Monastery, nuns maintain centuries-old traditions of Byzantine art and manuscript preservation. As the sun sets on our journey through Greece's treasures, remember that what you've seen is just a glimpse of this timeless land's endless wonders. Whether you seek ancient mysteries, pristine beaches, dramatic landscapes, or simply a place where time slows down and memories are made, Greece's embrace awaits. Here, where legends were born and civilization flourished, where light dances on marble columns and crystal waters, your own Greek story is waiting to begin. Until we meet again, or as the Greeks say, Andio ya tora.